Good morning everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a warm but very wet Queensland. Spring here at the moment, so things are warming up. Now in this video today I'm just going to show you a couple, or well maybe two or three, very quick and simple knots that will revolutionize the way that you pack and stow gear in your panniers and on your bike. Now I hope you enjoy this video, hope you find it useful. If you do, please like and subscribe, and let's get going. Now here we go, we have our piece of rope, and I'm going to do something different in this video to what I've normally done, and I'm going to create a menu just at the different timestamps so that you can either skip ahead or go back to wherever you want, and you've got the timestamps for each segment. And also what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the knot, tying the knot in full speed, and then play again in slow motion just so that you can see the way to do it. Now, knots, being a good Navy boy, good submariner, I was a seaman in the Royal Navy, so knots were a big part of being a sailor. And so a lot of these knots, their origins lie in the old sailing days, in the Navy days, and a lot of and also in climbing. So here we go. Now the first knot I'm going to show you is what's called the figure of eight. Now this knot is basically a stopper knot, and you would basically tie it in the end of a piece of string piece of rope. And if you had it going through, say, an eyelet or something like that, it would stop the rope at the end so that it didn't fly on through the eyelet out the other side. So the way you create this knot is you make a loop. You then pass the leading edge of the rope or string or whatever it might be around the back of the rope, and then up through the center, and then you just pull it tight, and it makes a figure of eight shape, just like that. Here it is again. You make your loop, you pass the leading end of the rope around the back, and then pass it back up through the loop, just like so. And it creates a figure of eight. Now this next knot is called it's got a couple of names. It's either a cow hitch or a lark's head, depending on which way you look at it, and very simple but very handy. Now the way we create this knot is we take a loop, and then we create a second loop. We then turn them against each other and pull it tight. And as you can see, basically the two free ends of the bit of rope go inside the main loop. So here it is again. We create our first loop, and then our second. We then turn them on each other, and then we pull the two ends tight. And that creates either a cow hitch or a lark's head. Now we're going to modify this cow hitch, and what we're going to do is we're going to take the two free ends, we're going to pass the left hand in through the loop on the left hand side, and then the right hand through the loop or loops on the right hand side, and then we're going to pull it tight, just like so. Now what this enables us to do is it creates two loops that we can pass something through, and it enables us to tighten that loop down and lock it nice and tight. So basically it will be the rope version of a bungee or a strap. Now what we're going to do is basically on the two free ends, we're just going to tie a figure of 8 knot, and obviously we've done that right at the very beginning, and on both free ends. And what that enables us to do, it enables us to keep that loop for as long as we want without it coming undone. And there you go. As you can see, the cow hitch and the two figure of 8s. Now here it is in action. We've got a set of tent poles. We pass them through the main loops on the on our strap, and then we pull the two ends tight, and as you can see, it just tightens up nicely. The cow hitch locks against the two free ends, and there you go. Keeps the pack nice and tight. No bungees. The problem with bungees is they obviously expand, they wear over time, they're expensive. This is just a piece of cord, and then basically all you do to loosen it, you just pull one side of each piece of rope, and it loosens. Now the last knot we're going to do is called the reef knot, and this is an old favourite. It's designed to join two pieces of rope together of equal thickness, and it's mainly can be used obviously in bandages and such like, but in this case we're going to use it to tie the two free ends together, just to tidy the whole thing up and keep them out of the way. Now the way you tie this knot, you take the ends left over right and under, and then right over left and under, and there you have a reef knot. And the trick to a reef knot, you know that you've got it right if both ends are on the same side. Now here are a couple of uses for the cow hitch. This one is a pack wrap, so in this case it's tied around my tent and secured in the middle with a reef knot, and it gives it a little handle, and it works great. I love this knot for this type of use. Now the second use that I have is for securing, again in this case, the tent to my rack. Now what I do is I place a clip, a spring clip around one of the loops, and I then pass that through my rack and secure the other loop to the other end of the spring clip. I then position the spring clip so that it's in the middle of the rack underneath, and I have two clips, obviously two straps I've made up. I then take my tent, in this case, place it on my rack, and then tighten down on the straps. And it really does hold the tent or pack or whatever you've got on the back of the rack really securely. And I then just finish it off with a quick reef knot and tuck the excess away. I do have a fair bit of excess on mine because I like, maybe sometimes I might let like to put a bit of extra on, so I keep that extra on top, but you can cut it off to whatever length you want. Now, the reason I love this method is, firstly, bungees and straps can be expensive. This is just rope. I got this rope from Aldi, $10 for 40 meters. Secondly, it doesn't stretch and flex like a bungee does, so it holds your stuff nice and securely. And it is really easy to tighten down on it. So the straps around the pack, sometimes they're quite hard to, you know, when you have a strap, is to try and do it with two hands. I find this method really great. Now, that concludes this video. I hope you have found it useful. If you have, please like and subscribe. It's great to get subscribers. We will see you again in the next video. And it, you know, encourages us to make a lot more content. Now, like I say, I hope you've enjoyed it.